So we are very grateful that we are in the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Many a times devotees ask Srila Prabhupada that what was our qualification, what was our punya, what was our sukriti that we received Krishna consciousness. And what Prabhupada would answer? I made your fortune. I made your sukriti. Not you made your sukriti, but I made your sukriti. When Prabhupada started this Krishna consciousness movement in 26 Second Avenue at New York, many of the youth would come and visit Srila Prabhupada, but none of them would stay with him. So Prabhupada would request many of the boys that, would you like to stay with me? Because Prabhupada thought if they will stay with him, he could train them. But no one was interested. One boy, Prabhupada asked him that, you can stay with me. I have a place, I have a room upstairs, and you can use this downstairs storefront. There is a washroom. But he said, no, Swamiji, I have my own apartment. I have a big apartment. Why I would shift with you? So I would better stay there. So then Prabhupada didn't say anything. So when he was taking rest that night in his apartment, early hours of the morning, he heard cracking sound. The roof of his apartment was falling, and he had to run for his life. The whole roof collapsed, the apartment was gone. So he came to Swamiji and said, Swamiji, Prabhupada, Swamiji means Prabhupada. Swamiji, can I stay with you? Prabhupada said, yes. What happened to your apartment? So the boy said, we don't know what happened. The ceiling collapsed and the whole apartment is gone. Swamiji said, yes, I was praying last night to Krishna that he takes away your apartment so that you can come and stay with me. So Prabhupada later on initiated that devotee as Achyutananda Swami. He became very famous Kirtanya and singer in ISKCON. So this is Prabhupada's mercy. Although we were not looking for Krishna consciousness, very few of us may be looking for Krishna consciousness in our lives. But Srila Prabhupada's mercy has created this good fortune. And because of that, we are getting a glimpse of the spiritual world. That spiritual world which is beyond the comprehension of demigods, which is beyond the understanding of even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. We hear from Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj would often quote the story of Gopkumar, where Guru Maharaj would describe that how Gopkumar went from planet to planet. And he went from heaven to Maharloka, to Janaloka, Tapaloka, and he went to Satyaloka. And he became Brahma. And when he became Brahma, he heard the personification, the personified Vedas talking among themselves. And these Vedas and scriptures were debating that what is better, liberation is better, or Karma Kanda is better, or what is better. So when Gopkumar, as Brahma, he became Brahma that time, he came and he participated in that discussion. These Vedas and scriptures, they became silent. Yes, why are you not sharing these things in front of me? Then the scriptures told, actually, the secret about the spiritual world is even rare for Brahma to know. But because you are a very good boy, we are sharing with you. So therefore, Gopkumar participated in that discussion, and later on he came to know about Vaikuntha. So this spiritual reality is even rare for Brahma and Shiva. And by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are getting access to this spiritual reality. So that is a very special mercy of Srila Prabhupada. When we talk about going to any country, we need to know the culture of that country. We need to know the language of that country. We need to have proper qualifications to enter into that country. In the same way, when we are talking about spiritual world and our aim is to enter the spiritual world, then we must know what are the characteristics of people living in the spiritual world. The first characteristic is they are nirmatsaranam. They are non-envious. Until and unless person is not envious, and until this one is not free from envy, he cannot enter into the spiritual world. That is the first qualification. Therefore, in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear how when Chatushkumar enter Vaikuntha, there is description of the spiritual world. There are so many wonderful plants and flowers, but they all let Tulsi serve the Lord because Tulsi is Lord's favorite. They don't think, oh, let me also go in the front. No, they allow Tulsi to serve the Lord. In the same way, there are so many beautiful birds who can sing, like Shyam Sundar Krishna Prabhu, but they don't sing because they allow the bumblebee to sing for the Lord. So that is beauty of the spiritual world. There everybody is non-envious. There everyone is trying to let others go in the front, let others serve Krishna. And that way they become dearer to Krishna. Radharani is doing that. In Chaitanya Charitamrita we hear what is the nature of Srimati Radharani. When Srimati Radharani comes to know that Krishna wants to have pastime with a particular gopi, Radharani personally goes to that gopi, falls in her feet, and requests her that I'll become your maidservant. You please come and you give pleasure to Krishna. It's a difficult task, but that is non-enviousness. That is love. Opposite of non-enviousness is love. Opposite of enviousness, envy is love. Where there is love, there is no envy. So that is a spiritual world. And these examples are very, very rare. Therefore, in our scriptures, we hear that Jivitam Vishnu Bhaktasya Varam Panch Dinanicha. If a devotee of Krishna or Vishnu, even if he lives for 5-10 days, that is far better than a life of a Brahma. Kalpa Sahasrani means life of a Brahma. So, what is the use of a life of a Brahma if one is Bhakti Hinasya, one is not engaged in devotional service? But if somebody is a devotee of Lord, even if he stays on this planet for 5 to 7 days, 5 to 10 days, that is enough for this world. Because this world will be eternally benefited by their examples. That example of non-enviousness, that example of pure love, that example of affection, that example of pure teachings of the spiritual nature, the spiritual world, that is enough for a world to be benefited eternally. Therefore, being in the company of a pure devotee is greatest blessing in this world. People have seen many, many good examples, big kings, big artists, so many athletes, so many historical records. But the best blessing or the greatest blessing in this world is to have association of a pure devotee. And if we have that association, if we have little experience of that association, we are the most fortunate people. So when we remember our spiritual master, when we remember Srila Prabhupada, when we remember any pure devotee, we should think like this. But actually they have come down to this world to give us a glimpse of a spiritual nature. Like we hear in Brahma Samhita, Kathaganam Natyam Gamanam. There every word is a song, where every step is dance. So these things look like a fairy tale, but when we actually experience association of a pure devotee, we can realize, yes, this is possible. This is possible. When Guru Maharaj would just call somebody by his name, it would be like, somebody is putting nectar or honey in the ears. Even parents cannot call us with that love. That is glimpse of a spiritual world. And therefore, our relation with the spiritual world is through acharyas. What experience we have of Krishna? Generally, a conditioned soul, he doesn't have direct experience of Krishna. He has no experience of Krishna because he forgot that relationship with Krishna. But when Guru comes, when a pure devotee comes in life, then that relationship becomes very, very deep and strong and firm. We see example of 6 Goswamis, how much they were attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sanatan Goswami was in the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatan Goswami that Krishna will bless you. Sanatan Goswami replied, I don't know Krishna, I have no experience of Krishna, but I know you. You have delivered me. You have given your mercy to me. Krishna has not saved me. In the same way, we see Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, when Lord Nrsingadev came, and Nrsingadev asked Prahlad Maharaj that you asked for a boon. Prahlad Maharaj is asking, Evam Janam Nipatitam Prabhavahiku. Oh my Lord, your dear servant Narad Muni has especially blessed me. And what was his blessing? He made me like him. That is the blessing of a pure devotee. Pure devotee is touchstone. Actually, the material touchstone is who can turn iron into gold. But a spiritual touchstone is which can touch anybody and convert him also in another touchstone. That is spiritual touchstone. So what is the power of a pure devotee? By his association, he can make others also pure devotee. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Kritva Atmasat, Narad Muni has made me like him. And therefore, how can I give up his service? You are standing in front of me, Lord, but how can I give up his service? So if you want to bless me, let me serve my spiritual master. That is the relationship of a disciple with spiritual master. We see another beautiful example of Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami spent maximum time with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For almost all the final years of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Raghunath Das Goswami was with him in Jagannath Puri. And he personally witnessed, he personally saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibiting pure love for Shri Shri Radha Krishna. He saw how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so eager to go to Vrindavan. He saw how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just seeing a sand dune, would run towards it as if he saw Govardhan Parvat. He saw how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would jump in ocean thinking it to be Yamuna. He saw all these ecstasies of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But when this Raghunath Das Goswami came to Vrindavan, his only solace was association of Rup and Sanatan. Yes, he was living in Vrindavan with the same devotional ecstasies which he received from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But his solace, his life and soul was association of Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. So much so that when Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami left this world, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami writes in his Tavali, he writes very beautiful verse. He says, Shunyayitam Mahagoshtam Girindro Ajgarayate Vyagratundayate Kundam Jivato Rahitasya Me. He said, because I am not getting association of Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, Sunyayitam Mahagoshtam, this land of Braja has become Shunyayate, empty. There's no meaning for me. Girindro Ajgarayate, and Govardhan Hill has many caves, and these caves of Govardhan Hill are looking to me like the mouth of Ajgar, python. And Vyagratundayate Kundam, and these Radha Kund and Shyam Kund are looking to me like mouth of a ferocious tiger. So Radha Kund is looking like a mouth of a tiger. Govardhan is looking like a python. Brajmandal has become completely empty. Why? Because Rup and Sanatan has left this world. That is Raghunath Das Goswami's relationship with our Acharyas. So we learn this. Narottam Das Thakur further in our parampara is also given this wonderful example. He's saying, Pashane Kutivo Matha Anale Pashivo. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Sehi Mura Sampada. So many songs he wrote. But how much association of a pure devotee is the real blessing which one can have in this world. Now, it's up to us how much we treasure that association. See, in olden times, disciples would not get that much association of Guru. They would see Guru once in a while, and Guru would give them instruction, Guru would give them initiation, and that's all. Then it's up to the blessing of providence when they will meet again, and when Guru would give another instruction. It's not certain. It's not like we can get a flight and come and see Guru. It was not like that. We see in case of Mragari, Narad Muni gave instruction, that's it. And then he came after a long time, he saw Mragari being completely transformed. We again see example of Gop Kumar. His Guru gave him mantra, and with the virtue of that mantra, Gop Kumar was going into different planetary systems, and he saw his Guru after a long time, after visiting Brahmaloka. When he came back to Vrindavan, he saw his Guru again. So in olden times, it was very rare to get regular association of one's Guru. Yes, those who stayed with him in ashram, that was different. But those who were householders living in different places, it was very rare. But now we have his recordings, we have so many letters, emails, we have so many experiences. There's so much treasure to hold that relationship strong. And we have to treasure it. We have to take care of that relationship. We have to enhance that relationship. We saw in Guru Maharaj's life himself how he treasured that association of Srila Prabhupada so much. I often remember this conversation when I think it was February 2017, and one young little girl, Mohini, she was the daughter of Parshuram Prabhu from Pune. They came to Mayapur, and this little girl got some disease because of which her lower part of the body was not functioning, and she was on wheelchair, and she may be 18 years old or something, 17, 18 years old, and she was on the wheelchair. Her parents brought her to Guru Maharaj, and she told Guru Maharaj with tears in her eyes, she told Guru Maharaj, I never saw Tamal Krishna Maharaj, but I have developed a deep relationship with Tamal Krishna Maharaj over these years. And I miss that why I'm not in his company, why I'm not in his association. Sometimes I get dreams that I broke Samadhi of Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Tamal Krishna Maharaj came out of Samadhi. That type of dreams I get. I get very much disturbed why I'm not in his company. And Guru Maharaj tried to explain her different things, that you can still communicate with spiritual personalities, and this relationship are not on bodily level. Then she asked that, what's the guarantee that he is speaking to me? Then Guru Maharaj said, he is speaking to you, but you are not listening, because you have made this relationship on bodily platform. You have to see this relationship on spiritual platform. Then he will converse with you. Then he will speak to you. You can listen to him. Then she said, Guru Maharaj, I am not that strong. She was a little girl. She was telling Guru Maharaj, I am not that strong that I can see every relationship as much in spiritual light. Then Guru Maharaj said, therefore I am speaking you to make you strong. Then Guru Maharaj told a story of Bilumangal Thakur. He said that how Bilumangal Thakur was blind and he was in Vrindavan, and Krishna personally would take by hand and show him different places of Vrindavan. One day Bilumangal Thakur realized that this boy is not ordinary boy, he is Krishna. And as Bilumangal Thakur was holding the hand, Krishna slipped and tried to run away. So then Bilumangal Thakur told, you have shown your power to go away like this, slipping your hand from my hand, but do you have power to go away from my heart? I have captured you in my heart. You cannot go away from there. And Guru Maharaj explained that similarly, we have captured Prabhupada disciples, we have captured Prabhupada in our hearts. Although Prabhupada left 40 years ago, we have never allowed Prabhupada to go away from our heart. So that was a very deep teaching. And naturally, Mohini was very much pacified and she thanked Guru Maharaj. But we can see how much Guru Maharaj treasured those memories. So many devotees got Prabhupada's association, so many devotees served Srila Prabhupada. But he treasured those memories. Another time when, for some time Guru Maharaj was taking this medicine, Makar Dwaj. So every day we would prepare this medicine with honey. And this Makar Dwaj is very powerful medicine. So after prasad, after 15 minutes after lunch, he would take this Makar Dwaj. So I would prepare it and give it to him. So one day we were in Mayapur and he was taking this medicine for almost 1.5 months. Now, generally Guru Maharaj would not continue his medications. First day he would be very enthusiastic. Those who know Guru Maharaj, they know this. First day he would be very enthusiastic. Doctor would prescribe something and then he would be, yes, note down what I have to take, what time I have to take. Okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then we will get proper containers to measure and this and that, everything, whole paraphernalia. The next day, Guru Maharaj said, it's all right, we don't need it. So he would do like this. But this particular Makar Dwaj, he was taking for 1.5 months. And so this particular day, we were in Mayapur. And His Holiness Shivaram Swami Maharaj and His Holiness Bhakti Govinda Maharaj came to see Guru Maharaj. They took prasad together and then they were sitting after prasad, just having some discussions. So after 15 minutes of lunch, I brought that medicine to Guru Maharaj. So Bhakti Govinda Maharaj asked Guru Maharaj that, what is this? Guru Maharaj said, it's Makar Dwaj. So then B.V. Govind Maharaj said, do you find any benefit of taking this Makar Dwaj? So now the question was very simple. It's medicine and expectation was that, is there any medicinal advantage of it? Guru Maharaj said, yes. You know what is the benefit? Whenever I take this Makar Dwaj, I remember Srila Prabhupada. Because when I was serving Srila Prabhupada, that time Prabhupada got a dream that a Ramanuja Kaviraj made Makar Dwaj for him. And therefore, whenever I take this Makar Dwaj, I remember Srila Prabhupada. So everybody was so touched by that, memory, that he was taking this Makar Dwaj for 1.5 months, not for the medicinal benefits, but because it reminded him of Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, we call him Prabhupada Gata Pran. Another time, I think we were in South Africa and it was night time. It was late night and Hemanga Chaitanya Prabhu and we were sitting and we were having some chat. It was late night. And Guru Maharaj was staying in a room which was like on the second floor and we were on the ground floor. So Guru Maharaj came down and he asked that, is there any milk? So we started searching for the milk and Guru Maharaj said, don't worry, I will take it myself. He said, no, Guru Maharaj, we were serving. So we got some milk and Guru Maharaj personally was searching for pot, how, to heat it. We kept on requesting Guru Maharaj that, Guru Maharaj, we will heat and we'll bring in your room. I said, no, you all must be tired. I'll do it myself. And then he got a pot and he cleansed that pot himself. We kept on requesting, but he said, no, I'll do it myself. So he cleansed that pot himself. And then he heated the milk, but somehow the milk pot, spoiled. So anyway, Guru Maharaj said, don't worry, I'm not hungry. He went back to his room. So we searched a little more and we got some more milk. So we went back to Guru Maharaj's room and we told that Guru Maharaj, milk is there. I told that I'm just bringing it in a few minutes. Guru Maharaj said, I'll come down. So he came down and as we served him milk, he was sitting on the dining table and we both were sitting. And as Guru Maharaj drank that milk, he said, you see how much Srila Prabhupada is taking care of me. He could never let me sleep without, having proper prasad. I wanted milk and he arranged it. Apparently, it is a simple thing, but his consciousness is so blended with this Prabhupada consciousness. That's very inspiring and very exceptional. Similar incident in New York. We were there in Mirabai Mataji's apartment, and few devotees cooked for Guru Maharaj. Priya Krishna Prabhu, I think Sripati Prabhu was there. Sripati Prabhu visited Australia, I think. Sripati Prabhu was there, Mirabai Mataji. They all cooked a big feast for Guru Maharaj. And as they served everything on the table, Guru Maharaj just kept looking at those prasad items. And Sripati Prabhu asked Guru Maharaj, is everything all right? Because he was scared that he made proper prasad or not. Guru Maharaj said, no, everything is all right. You see, when I used to cook for Srila Prabhupada, I would hardly cook 3 or 4 items. But look at Prabhupada's mercy, how much he is giving me. I used to only cook 3 or 4 items for him, but now, as I'm serving him, he's giving me so many items. And then Guru Maharaj added, this was in Calcutta later, he said, I was cooking for Srila Prabhupada. That time I was not knowing many items in cooking, but now I learned so many items. So I'm just waiting that when I'll go back to Srila Prabhupada, then I'll cook for him again. So that was his consciousness. He was always thinking how to serve Srila Prabhupada. And at one time, Guru Maharaj gave me some dictations. And generally, he would give dictations for the emails. But this time he said, I want to write a book. This book will have my memories of ISKCON after Srila Prabhupada left. So Guru Maharaj gave those dictations for 3-4 days. And in one dictation, he mentioned that how after Srila Prabhupada left, his life became void. Because different devotees have different services. Like Tamal Krishna Maharaj was serving Srila Prabhupada, but he was also a GBC member. So after Prabhupada left, he continued his GBC services. Similarly, Bhavananda Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, different devotees who would come to serve Srila Prabhupada. Even Shrutakirti Prabhu, he was temple president of Hawaii. So different devotees were serving Srila Prabhupada, but parallelly they were also having some service in ISKCON. So after Srila Prabhupada left, they continued those services. But for Guru Maharaj, it was difficult because he joined Srila Prabhupada directly. And his bhakti actually in ISKCON, of course, he's a pure devotee, but if we see externally, his bhakti in ISKCON started with Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada only engaged him in service. He made him his secretary, he initiated him, gave him sannyas, and he was with him practically 24 hours a day. And after Guru Maharaj gave Prabhupada Samadhi, what's next? What he's supposed to do? For whom he would cook? For whom he would prepare bed, for whom he will do things. So his life was completely vacant. And in that situation, all his close friends were far away. Like Tamal Krishna Maharaj went back to US to serve his GBC responsibilities. Bhavanand Maharaj was busy with Mayapur and other things. So he was alone. So he got some solace in association of Srila Prabhupada's God brother. Can you switch it off? He got solace in Prabhupada's God brother, association of his God brother, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj would often visit him in Navadip. But devotees became very upset. They said, why Bhakti Charu Maharaj visiting Gaudiya Math? He should not visit. So when Guru Maharaj came to Mayapur, they complained to Bhavananda Maharaj in front of Guru Maharaj. They said, why this Bhakti Charu Maharaj is going to Gaudiya Math? And Bhavananda Maharaj told them, do not disturb him. Let him do what he is doing, because you cannot understand what he is going through after Prabhupada's departure. We all have this pain that Prabhupada has left, but you cannot imagine what he is going through, because for him, ISKCON means Srila Prabhupada. And after Prabhupada departed, it's completely vacant for him. That was his love for Srila Prabhupada. One time, another time, we were in Drakensburg, and there was one disciple of one guru who left this world long back, 20 years back. So this particular Mataji was asking many challenging questions to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj was very patient with her. and answering her doubts. At some point, she became very arrogant also. Like, like to give you an example, Guru Maharaj made a statement in lecture, like, wife is a property of husband, something like that, Guru Maharaj said. And she stood right in between, in the middle of the lecture, and she challenged Guru Maharaj that, how can you call wife as a property? Is she a cow or a table or a phone? Women as, she was defending that point. So Guru Maharaj was patient with her, and we all were thinking that how can somebody speak to Guru Maharaj like that? Even if you want to ask something, there is a proper etiquette. But anyway, that was going on for a couple of days. So on the third day, I saw her sitting in a restaurant eating karmi food. Now, I was a very rigid devotee that time from, Brahmachari ashram, and for me it was culture shock. So I went to Guru Maharaj and I said, Guru Maharaj, that Mataji, and I couldn't complete, Guru Maharaj just stopped me in between. Guru Maharaj said, I know you're talking about that Mataji. Don't tell her anything. Her spiritual master left 20 years back when she was a kid, and you don't understand how much pain she's undergoing. See, she just needs love. He just needs love. So he has that heart. On one hand, he went through that pain of Srila Prabhupada's departure, separation from Srila Prabhupada, but he also had that feeling for other devotees that he respected their emotions. One time we were leaving from Mayapur, and there was some family from New Vrindavan who were staying with Guru Maharaj for some time, and they specifically requested Guru Maharaj that, Maharaj, you are leaving for Calcutta, so our car will follow you, and we wish that our car should stay with you in the journey. Just we want to be with you. But it so happened that Guru Maharaj's car left little early, and by the time we came to Namatta building, Guru Maharaj became very upset. He chastised the driver, of course, in Bengali, and then he turned to us and said, why can't we respect emotions of people? Why can't we respect their emotions? He was that person who could really understand feeling of devotees. He could understand the hearts of devotees. Even when he would reply his emails, it was not a proper syntax or a format of his replies. For each devotee, he has a different style. Like when I started drafting emails for him, I was going by syntax, I was going through formats. Like one example, there is a disciple in Pune, Shamangi Radhika Mataji, and I wrote to her like, every Guru would reply, Dear Rajshekhar or Dear Somendra Krishna. So I wrote, Dear Shamangi Radhika, and then whatever Guru Maharaj dictated, I wrote that and I sent it out. Guru Maharaj called me in night and said, you see, I have a special relationship with each of my disciples. You can't just put everything in the same way. When I write to her, I don't write like this. You check the previous emails and you see how I reciprocate with her. So I write to her, my dear daughter Shamangi. So whenever you write to her, you have to write like this, my dear daughter Shamangi. So he told me that whenever I reply some letter, you don't have to write it like that. First, you see the previous emails which I wrote to that devotee and check the mood. And then you draft letter based on my dictations. And that's how you have to send this letter. So he was so personal, in his dealings. And that was a service to Srila Prabhupada. It's not that he considered that, okay, these are my disciples, but it was a service to Srila Prabhupada. One time, I think we were in Johannesburg, and Guru Maharaj was very tired. He was having his international flight the next day, and he was still meeting different devotees. He did one Annaprashan. So many things happened that day. As Guru Maharaj went to his room, one family came to see Guru Maharaj. So this family was requesting me that, can you tell Guru Maharaj we came to meet? And I said, Guru Maharaj just spent so many hours meeting devotees, and he went back to his room just now. So I don't know if he will come out again. So they still requested that at least inform. So I went inside, I told Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj didn't give me any reply. So I thought that maybe he's not interested. So I came out, I told that you can wait. Guru Maharaj is busy. So after some time, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, Guru Maharaj came out on his own. And when he saw these devotees said, Maharaj, we were waiting for you for a long time. And Guru Maharaj chastised me. He said, why didn't you tell me? They're waiting outside. I was thinking, oh, I told him. But there was no reply. So I thought, but then I understood, okay, this is a little Leela I'm part of. So I just saw there, I just stood there. The Guru Maharaj was talking to them. Guru Maharaj said, okay, what do you want? So these devotees said, Maharaj, we came to see you, we came to meet you. And Guru Maharaj said, why didn't you come in the retreat? I organized this retreat. All devotees from South Africa and Mauritius came and they attended this seminar. Why didn't you come there? I don't have anything special to tell you separately. What I told in the retreat was enough. I gave all my instruction in my retreat. Why didn't you come there? So these devotees said, Maharaj, we went to Vrindavan, so we couldn't attend, but we were hearing online. And Guru Maharaj became very upset. He said, what you will see in Vrindavan? And if you want to hear online, then I can also preach online. Why I'm coming all the way here to preach to you? I'm taking all this trouble just to help you. So then these devotees became very, they accepted their mistake and they apologized. Then Guru Maharaj said a very beautiful thing. He said, you see, I am taking care of your spiritual life because this is my service to Srila Prabhupada. And if you don't become sincere in your spiritual life, then you are hindering my service to Srila Prabhupada. Because you came under my care, it is my responsibility to help you in your spiritual life. And if you are not sincere, if you are not taking your spiritual life seriously, then you are hindering my service. You are hindering my service to Srila Prabhupada. So that was very, very important lesson Guru Maharaj said. Actually, it is his service to Srila Prabhupada to take care of his disciples. So that was another teaching he gave that time. And that was his mood, that whenever he served devotees, he put his best because he saw it as service to Srila Prabhupada. One day we were sitting in Mayapur and it was, I think, evening time. And Bhakti Prem Maharaj was there. A couple of more devotees were there. And Guru Maharaj on his own, after Prasad, he was just sitting and on his own, he was sharing few things. And he said, you know why Srila Prabhupada was so merciful unto me? Then devotee said some things that Guru Maharaj, you were special, or Guru Maharaj, you are eternal associate of Srila Prabhupada and this and that. Guru Maharaj said, no. You know why Srila Prabhupada was so merciful unto me? Because the devotees around Srila Prabhupada were happy with me. And they spoke good things about me to Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, it is very important that we serve devotees. It was very important lesson. Guru Maharaj said, when you please your fellow devotees, when you please your god brothers, your god sisters, your god family, the other devotees in general, then it pleases spiritual master more than anything else. And therefore, when we serve devotees, we should be very, very cautious. Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadyanam samarchanam. So the best worship is worship of the devotees. One day, again, I think it was in Mayapur only. Yes, it was in Mayapur. And Guru Maharaj came out of his room and he saw many of us sitting there. In Bengal, devotees feel hungry right after Mangala Arati and they start cooking rice. So it was around 7:30 or 7:45. Devotees were having nice feast. And so many, I think there were 12 devotees. Guru Maharaj came out and became very upset. He said, what you are doing here? He said, I am listening to lecture of my god brothers because it was GBC meetings time. So if Guru Maharaj would not be able to go downstairs to attend in temple hall, he would put it on his computer and hear class every day. So Guru Maharaj said, I am feeling need to hear from my god brothers. Do you not feel need to hear from your god brothers? You should go in temple hall and hear. You can eat after half an hour. What is the problem? But feel need, hear from your God brothers. It's so important. Yes, our love from spiritual master is there, but that love should also come in dealings with our fellow devotees. Another time we were in Ujjain, and I think Burijan Prabhu, Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj, Bhagavad Ashra Prabhu, and Guru Maharaj, these four were taking prasad together. And Sitanath Prabhu and myself, we both were there. And Sitanath Prabhu said, okay, I will serve Jayadvaita Maharaj and Burijan Prabhu, and you serve Guru Maharaj and Bhagavad Ashra Prabhu. So four of them were sitting, and we two were serving two. So I was on this side, and as we served prasad, Bhagavad Ashra Prabhu asked for curd. Now he pointed out to paneer sabji and he said, give me some curd. Now in India, we call curd as dahi. But in West, when I went later, I saw the curd means paneer actually. But in India, we said dahi as curd. So anyway, he pointed out to this sabji and said, give me some curd. So I said, where is curd in this sabji? This paneer sabji. So I thought maybe he's asking for gravy. So I took out some gravy and served him. He became upset. He said, give me some curd. Then I put some more gravy in his plate. Now when he was upset, Guru Maharaj was super upset. Guru Maharaj said, can't you see he wants curd and you're not giving him curd? And then Bhagavad Ashra Prabhu said, Maharaj, because I am a grihastha, he is not serving me. He only wants to serve sannyasis. And that was really too much. And I said, what is, and Guru Maharaj started chastising me. This is how you do distinction? This is how you make distinction in Prabhupada disciples? They are my God brothers. Serve him curd. And I was not knowing what to do. Then Guru Maharaj pointed, that is curd. Serve him that. Then I saw, okay, paneer is curd. Then I served him paneer. Then all Burijan Prabhu, Jayadvaita Maharaj said, Maharaj, it's okay, it's okay. Guru Maharaj said, no, they should learn. If in my presence they are not serving my God brothers properly, what they will do when I will not be there? They should learn to serve my God brothers as they serve me. That was a great teaching. He was saying, you should serve my God brothers as you serve me. So that was his dealings with his God brothers. Because all his dealings, either with his devotees, his disciples of other gurus, his God brothers, with Srila Prabhupada, the central theme was his love for them. When you love, then details come naturally. When there is no love, then it becomes just a formality. He really cared when he interacted with devotees. He really cared for them. Like I saw many times, devotees would offer donations. And one particular time, one devotee gave him donation. I think it was in Singapore. No, I think it was in Kuwait. In Kuwait, these devotees brought donations for him. And they were working hard. They worked in the camp, in the oil camp. So Guru Maharaj said, how can I accept donations from you? You are working so hard and you earn so little. You have to send this money to your home. I cannot accept this donation from you. Then one of them said that, Guru Maharaj, we also send this money to our father. You are our spiritual father. Please accept this donation. Then Guru Maharaj accepted that donation. So he really cared for people, and that's what touched heart of devotees. When we genuinely care, we genuinely love, then it touches heart of person. So we are very fortunate. We saw these examples in the personality of our spiritual master. He was indeed a special acharya who came to teach how to love. When personally he would be in distress, he would take shelter of holy name. He would take shelter of Srimati Radharani. Like one time he was sick. He was very sick. I am sitting in Surat, and this past time from Surat only. He was very sick. And many devotees were trying different things. As you know, in India, everybody is a doctor and an official doctor. So they were giving their own treatment. Somebody gave a glass full of hot water with turmeric. Somebody was doing some acupressure. Somebody was giving him some homeopathic medicine, some allopathic, some kada. This, and since morning it was going. And then Guru Maharaj became very upset. He said, How can you experiment on your guru? I am not for experiments. Became very upset. And then he came out of his room, took his harmonium, and started to sing Radhika Ashtakam. He couldn't sing, his voice choked after 2 lines, but he just took shelter of Srimati Radharani. So we are very fortunate to see an example of a pure devotee who carried this love, either in his pure personal practice or his dealings with devotees. And this is the glimpse of the spiritual world, which he's shown with his example. Like somebody gives a free sample. Guru Maharaj gave us free sample of the spiritual world, so that we also become attracted. That yes, I also want to go back to that world and have association of Guru Maharaj again. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Sri Srimad Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Krishna Kishore Prabhu. That was so wonderful. It just felt like, bring back so many memories when you were like, sharing. Obviously, like, you spent so much time with Guru Maharaj, but that was so wonderful that you shared this really, really wonderful pastimes. It's not only pastime, it's a specifically teaching for us, like, we know all this, we have heard this, but to apply it in our lives so that we can make Guru Maharaj happy. So now if we have some time, like, if anyone wants to, like, ask any questions, like, from whatever Prabhu has shared, you can unmute yourself and you can ask Prabhu. As we have Prabhu, we can ask all the question and obviously get the answers from Prabhu. So anyone wants to start with?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, it was really a very nice class, very rejuvenating for us, and we need this association because in Sydney this year no one has visited us from Ujjain. So now that we have your class, it was so nice to hear from you, Prabhu. You have given through your class so many lessons and so many memories, and you have so many memories with Guru Maharaj, so much of association you have. So whenever you deliver a class, it's like we are seeing you together, Guru Maharaj and you together, and it's happening in front of us, seems like, whenever you narrate some story of your association with Guru Maharaj. It was so nice to hear from you, Prabhu. I think we need this association every month and your
Right.
personal association every year. So
Guru Maharaj was a person about whom anybody can speak. Whoever has interacted with him, he can speak about him for days. It is his glory. Because he could touch hearts of so many devotees. And his one day of his pastime, he can touch so many hearts. If people can speak for it for their whole lives. It is glory.
No, that's true, Prabhu. That's true. So, Prabhu, my one question is: you said that envy is the main thing which disqualifies us going to spiritual world. So, I just want to understand what exactly envy is. What is it
See,
exactly? Yeah, we know
in the spiritual world, the prime binding force is love. And when that love reflects, in the material world, it becomes envy. So it's just opposite of love. Guru Maharaj would explain this many times. He said, when you love somebody, you cannot have envy. That means opposite of love is envy. Actually, we generally say, okay, envious, non-envious. Actually, opposite of envy is not a non-envious. Opposite of envious is love. So when we come to this material world, it's because of envy. And this whole world is functioning because of envy. We are envying others, we are envying Krishna, we are envying Krishna's representatives. That's the central theme of material world. So when by accepting the bona fide spiritual master and following his instructions, we cleanse our heart, then slowly this envy turns into love. And then we start seeing each living entity in relation to Krishna. Then that love for Krishna translates in our dealings, like respect for seniors, friendship with equals, compassion for juniors. That is just that reflection of love for Krishna which comes into these dealings. So that is the opposite of envy.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a good definition, Prabhu. Yes, it's true. We always think that non-envy is opposite is non-envious.
Like
But
in second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is told, Nirmat Saranam Satam. Who can enter into Srimad Bhagavatam? Those are non-envious. But then same verse tells, Muhurahu Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. Rasika. Those who have love, they can relish Srimad Bhagavatam. So opposite of non-envy, opposite of envious is one who carry that love. That is the true, meaning of that non-enviousness.
thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Okay, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, just a
Hare
quick
Krishna, Prabhu.
question. Sorry,
Yes.
Shantanu, Prabhu, you go.
No, I'll go later, Prabhu. You start.
No, I just had a quick question that like when Guru Maharaj told you that he is planning to write that book for the time when after Srila Prabhupada departed, and during that time, what happened? So, what happened with that book? Is it what happened
So
at that?
what happened is Guru Maharaj only gave 3 days of dictation, and then he got busy somewhere else. So I have those 3 days of dictation, and I'm putting them together, different dictations and memories, so we can bring them together. But that book couldn't complete, because after 3 days he didn't. But later on he gave one more day, only 4 days together. Yes, altogether 4 days of dictation.
It will be wonderful to get, even after a small book also can come out. That will be wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Maybe a
Shyam
small
Sundar,
article, Prabhu. You can put in a small article or something like that.
See, I'm planning to put all these memories together in form of a book. So trying to do that. Actually, so many devotees told me, and with their blessings I'm trying to do. Please bless me. I can put all these together. So I'm thinking that 4 years I was around Guru Maharaj, so we can put in 4 volumes. So this year I'm planning to serve all devotees with volume 1. So it's 2017 all collections together.
Right.
Rajshekhar Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. That was so, I guess, enchanting in that way to hear Guru Maharaj's pastimes. And as you said, it's always the same. Yeah, partly my question was also what Samana Krishna Prabhu was asking, and also I just wanted to kind of share one thing. Just a couple of weeks back, His Holiness Shubhakshami Maharaj was here, and we are fortunate to serve him. And during his breakfast prasadam, he would also sometimes speak about Guru Maharaj. And he was telling us that after Srila Prabhupada departed, I mean, probably during those years, whenever Guru Maharaj would come to Mayapur, he would make that Bati Chachuri. I think you probably all heard of that, which Prabhupada liked. And then Shivak Maharaj one time said, Maharaj, we're just brahmachari, we can't handle this. And Guru Maharaj would say, smilingly, say, Prabhupada, this is what Prabhupada used to like. So that's why I cook, so that I remember it. And then in that way, I'm remembering it with you, my dear god brother. So Maharaj was very smilingly sharing that. And also Maharaj was saying that, as we all know, Guru Maharaj used to make monks delight. And like how Shubhak Maharaj is like, in his spontaneous mood, saying, Maharaj, this is something I cannot take. So then Guru Maharaj would say, "Oh, then it's not a monk's delight anymore. So I'll make khichdi for you, special khichdi for you." And so, he was sharing all this, and like you could see that, as you were speaking about Guru Maharaj, he was also, so lovingly sharing those experiences with us. So it was wonderful to hear, actually, from Maharaj, those little memories. And Prabhu, just on that note, like we were speaking about that dictation. I was wondering that Guru Maharaj was also planning to make that movie on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right?
Yes. Yes.
And he did some.
That script is there. He
Okay.
already wrote the script. He wrote the blueprint actually. He wanted some professional editor to edit it, but that couldn't happen. He hired somebody, but then the lockdown came and it couldn't continue. But that script is there, yes. He wanted to make an animation movie on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. So many things are there. Like in 2018, Guru Maharaj gave me a long dictation. I think it may be 15 or 20 pages, A4 size pages. How he saved New Mayapur. So that is also there. So many things are there. Let's see.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for sharing.
I can show you one thing that is very special.
Yes.
Very special. Just let me share my screen. Can I share my screen?
Yes, yes. I have made you the co-host, so you can share your screen.
Okay. So this particular thing, actually Guru Maharaj was given an assignment in GBC meeting, and he was asked to write his final instructions. If he is on the, like you can read, if you lie, this was the exercise. If you lie on your Vaikuntha airplane, deathbed, surrounded by your disciples, and you have little energy left, what would you say to your disciples? So this was an assignment. And Guru Maharaj is to write what you will give final instruction to your disciples. You have very less energy left, you are on your deathbed. So Guru Maharaj wrote this. This is Guru Maharaj's personal handwriting, what he wrote. And he is instructed this. So I've typed this. Maybe somebody can read. Tanvi Radha Mataji, would you like to read?
Sure, Prabhu. Dear devotees, all these years I tried to take care of you and engage you in Srila Prabhupada's mission. While doing that, we developed a deep bond among ourselves. We shared many happy moments together and also many difficulties. However, happiness or pain, all have been extremely wonderful because all were for the sake of Krishna. Now the time has come for me to leave. Now you have to take up the responsibility to carry on this noble mission on your own. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement must continue to spread and inundate the entire world. You are very fortunate that you have become connected to ISKCON. Always remain in the shelter of the institution and never ever leave this wonderful shelter. Try to push Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement collectively with a strong spirit of cooperation. Always remember that what you have belongs to Srila Prabhupada and you yourself belong to his divine grace. The success of your existence lies in how you serve him. Beautiful.
This was his personal instruction. The last, of course, that time it was 2017 and we never thought Guru Maharaj would leave. But this becomes much relevant now because Guru Maharaj was asked to write a last message which he would like to give his devotees before leaving this world. And he wrote in his own handwriting. So like that, we have these instructions we have to follow.
So, Prabhu, can we have this Guru Maharaj's writing?
Yes, I will share. I will share.
Sure, thank you.
Hi. Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
वैसे तो प्रभु जी आपने स्टार्टिंग में बहुत एक बात क्लास के एंड में बात ने वही बहुत बोली कि गुरु महाराज से कोई अगर एक दिन भी अगर उनका अगर महाराज के साथ एसोसिएशन रहे तो वो पूरा दिन निकाल सकता है महाराज के बारे में कहने के लिए। तो मैं ये सोच रहा था कि अगर एक दिन का ये हिसाब है तो 4 साल का तो हिसाब क्या होएगा जो जो आप दे सकते हैं। और I will echo what Sumendra Krishna Prabhu and Tanvi Radhe Mata ji said कि एक्चुअली क्या होता है प्रभु जी कि जैसे साधु संग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। जब बहुत देर से खुराक नहीं मिलती है ना प्रभु जी, तो एक नीरसपन थोड़ा सा आ जाता है जिंदगी में कभी कभी। और हमारी बुद्धि ऐसी है ना प्रभु जी कि अगर एसोसिएशन नहीं मिलती है तो वी आर इन द मटेरियल वर्ल्ड वेयर द फॉरगेटफुलनेस ऑल्सो कम्स वेरी फास्ट। Remembrance is there, but the forgetfulness also comes. But I must say कि एक तो आपकी जो पर्सोना है ना, मुझे गुरु महाराज की बहुत याद दिलाती है आपकी पर्सोना इफेक्ट। और वो इसलिए क्योंकि जब कोई किसी के साथ बहुत टाइम से रहता है ना तो वो उसके जैसे दिखना लगता है, उसके जैसे बोलने लगता है। आपकी आवाज़ में भी वो गुरु महाराज जैसा एक मीटर है जो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है। And you have so much wealth of his association and his personal mood. मेरा क्वेश्चन सिर्फ ये है प्रभु जी कि इतनी दूर रहते हुए, एंड ऑब्वियसली आई we all have this desire, at least I have this desire to come back very soon and stay in Ujjain and probably serve you all. But जब तक यहाँ पे हैं, how to imbibe different moods of Guru Maharaj जब जब एसोसिएशन इतनी लिमिटेड है। लाइक माता जी सेड कि इस साल तो भी कोई उज्जैन से आया ही नहीं ना। और इवन इंटरनेट में भी प्रभु जी मतलब जैसे आप 3 महीने में अपने दर्शन कभी देते हो, कभी 6 महीने में देते हो, तो गाड़ी तो नहीं चलने वाली प्रभु हमारी ऐसी। हमारी धक्का धक्का भी नहीं करके हो सकता है। तो आपको विकल्प यही करना पड़ेगा प्रभु जी। मुझे पता है बहुत बिजी हैं, बट हमारी महीने में एक बार इष्ट गोष्ठी होती है। मेरा तो ये प्रस्ताव है प्रभु जी, अगर हर महीने में एक बार अगर खुराक मिलेगी तो प्रभु जी गुरु महाराज का स्मरण और गुरु महाराज की बातों का हम अनुसरण कर पाएंगे। सो इट इज माय हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट विथ फोल्डेड हैंड्स प्रभु, दैट इफ यू कैन गिव योर एसोसिएशन एवरी मंथ।
It will be me who will get benefit. I'll get benefit.
चलिए प्रभु जी
So,
दोनों एक दूसरे को, हमें पता है हमें क्या मिलने वाला है। अभी आप ह्यूमिलिटी में कुछ भी सोच सकते हैं, दैट इज फाइन विथ मी। बट अभी तो मैं बिल्कुल सेल्फिश, एंड आई एम श्योर इफ सुमेंद्र प्रभु, तन्वी राधिका माता जी, राजशेखर प्रभु, विनोद वानी, आई डोंट नो आई एम स्पीकिंग ऑन योर बिहाफ और आई एम स्टेपिंग ऑन योर शूज, बट मेरे को ऐसा बहुत हृदय में आया कि प्रभु जी अगर आप महीने में अगर एक बारी या, एंड वी कैन इंक्रीज द फ्रीक्वेंसी सुमेंद्र प्रभु, हम महीने में 2 भी तो कर सकते हैं। मतलब जरूरी थोड़ा है कि हम महीने में एक करना है। एक कभी हम किसी और को बुला लेंगे, लेकिन महीने में एक प्रभु जी का हम फिक्स कर देंगे तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। और दूसरा एक महीने में हम कर रहे हैं तो ठीक है, हम किसी और को ही बुला सकते हैं। बट प्रभु जी का होना तो इतना संग्रह है प्रभु जी के पास, मतलब 4 साल की मतलब पूरी, देखिए अब पुराण लग रहा था मुझे अभी जब वो लैपटॉप के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में मैं देख रहा था कि एक पुराण है पूरा गुरु महाराज के ऊपर। तो प्रभु जी मेरी तो यही इच्छा होगी कि अगर हमें कुछ ऐसा मिले तो।
I would like to hear from all devotees when I come every month, because you all have so much treasure. Especially in Australia, Guru Maharaj would stay like his home. You know, not very official, but like a family. So
बट
we
इफ
can make a session.
we can do every first Sunday of the month with you, और सैटरडे whatever, सॉरी सैटरडे हम करते हैं ना, तो फर्स्ट सैटरडे ऑफ एवरी मंथ अगर हम आपके साथ वो आधा एक घंटा जो भी आप हमें देना चाहें, एंड वी कैन पिक अप अ टॉपिक ऑफ गुरु महाराज वेयर यू वांट टू टीच हिज ह्यूमिलिटी, हिज टॉलरेंस, और प्रैक्टिकल में तो आई थिंक दैट वुड बी वेरी गुड। व्हाट डू यू थिंक सुमेंद्र प्रभु?
No, that's a good session, Prabhu. So we will obviously, I know that Krishna Kishore Prabhu said that he has engagement, so he has to go. But the thing is, we will take it up among ourselves, and definitely we want to have some more regular. As I was telling that last time we had, it was last year November, so we wanted to have more regular. this, one also important thing that Krishna Kishore Prabhu said, and also His Holiness Bhakti Swami also said when he also came to the Istagosthi program, that it's it's for all of us to share. So we wanted to make it as an interactive session. So I know Krishna Kishore Prabhu has lots of 4 years worth of treasures to share, but all of us also need to come in here and also share at the same time. So then that platform becomes really, really wonderful. So all of us, share our memories. Like when you were talking about the Chaitanya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movie, I can remember Krishna Kishore Prabhu that, and Shamsundar Prabhu was there also, Rashikar Prabhu was there, that, like 2020, the last time Guru Maharaj was here, and his stay extended by 2 weeks because of his health issues. That 2 weeks was treasure. In, like, you have 4 years, that 2 weeks is a treasure personally for my life, because that 2 weeks where Guru Maharaj was not going for any program, nothing. It was just fully from morning to night. We were there and serving Guru Maharaj, and every evening Guru Maharaj used to read to us that what he wrote about the script on
Nice.
that day. And it was such a, like, we just felt like this is something that out of the world experience. After then we found, like, no, Krishna was giving us so much because he wants to take back something, because after that we know what happened. But that 2 weeks was the wonderful time. Like, that was the best time of my year, like, of my life. Like, I can't even explain. So everyone, like, all of us have different things to us, and then that platform will be like really wonderful. So definitely, Krishna Kishore Prabhu, like, we will really love to have you more and more. So we will organize it accordingly. Like, we will make sure that in our platform forum also we have more devotees. Like, now we can see that there are 10 online, but to be honest, it should be like 20. So we will be also make sure, because you're spending your time. We want to make sure that other devotees also can come and make that time. So it becomes like everyone comes and share their experience, and then we can, at the days and Ishtagoshti, is like, we want to develop our relationship. We want to strengthen our relationship. As you said, love is the only way. So we also want to make sure that from our side, we have maximum attendance. So as I was saying, it's first Saturday of each month that we try to do. So going forward, we will try to work it out, and then I will suggest, like, and I'll propose to you that these are the dates that we have, and as per your availability, because I know that time to time you are also traveling and things. But as everyone, as you have heard personally, I don't have to tell you again that if you just say, okay, Prabhu, I can do every month of this thing, or like every second, whatever, and then that will be really wonderful for all of us.
Okay.
Prabhuji, I wanted to add one more thing. Like you were sharing about Guru Maharaj, you shared the milk pastime. It just reminded me of one pastime when Kamal Lochan Prabhu was his secretary prior to you. I think that was in 2014 or 15, just before you became secretary.
Pankaj Lochan?
Pankaj Lochan,
Lochan.
Kamal Lochan,
Yes.
Pankaj Lochan Prabhu, yes.
Yes.
So Maharaj was visiting my house, and at that time my mother-in-law was also there, and she had met Guru Maharaj for the first time, and my father-in-law was not well. And then he asked Guru Maharaj, what will you have for prasadam? So Guru Maharaj said, whatever you can cook the best, I can, whatever is your specialty, I will take that. So still I kept on pestering Guru Maharaj. So he said, oh, your mother-in-law is from North India, isn't it? I said, yes. He said, is she a devotee? I said, no, really, Maharaj. So he called my mother-in-law, and he spoke to her, and he asked her ki, आप क्या क्या बनाते हैं? तो my mother-in-law said, जो भी महाराज आप चाहेंगे. तो मेरी mother-in-law, मट्ठी कचौड़ी सब बना सकती हैं. And Maharaj said, क्या क्या? Stop. He said, मट्ठी कचौड़ी. तो महाराज ने कहा, okay, you make all the dishes that you make for your husband, and you make kachori also. तो अगले दिन मतलब मेरी मदर इन लॉ लग गई, एंड शी इज एन एक्सपर्ट कुक. मतलब पुराने ओल्ड के तो प्रभु जी होते ही है, तो बनाया सब कुछ महाराज ने रखा. एंड यूजुअली एज आई एम श्योर यू वुड नो कि जैसे हम महाराज की प्लेट रखते हैं तो साइड में सॉल्ट रखेंगे एंड बिटर गोर्ड, है ना, करेला रखेंगे. तो हमने उस तरीके से सब कुछ रखा गुरु महाराज के लिए. गुरु महाराज ने कुछ नहीं देखा, सीधा सीधा कचौड़ी पे अटैक किया, and he had 3-4 kachauris, you know, and then he tasted some little bit and he got up. And I was like thinking, usually, we had 10-15 dishes and Maharaj is not taking anything, what has happened? I said, Maharaj, is it not cooked well? And then he asked everyone who cooked this and he appreciated everyone. And there was this one Mataji who kept on saying, Maharaj, I made this, you must have this. Maharaj, I made this, you must have this. And Maharaj just had it and went inside the room, bina bole. So I went inside. I thought something is not right the way Maharaj has taken prasad today. So I went again. I said, Maharaj, is there something wrong? Should we make something else? He said, this is the best prasadam I had in last few years. I said, okay, but Maharaj, you hardly had it. He said, I had kachori and it reminded me of Srila Prabhupada. I have never seen him taking kachori because when I started serving Srila Prabhupada, he was very unwell. He was practically bedridden. Only he said from March to June, he was okay. But from June, his health had deteriorated quite a lot. So I had never seen Prabhupada eating kachori, but I knew when Pishima would make kachoris or anything, Prabhupada would, gloat on it. So when I saw that, your mother-in-law can make kachori, and when I saw the kachori, this whole time in Prasadam, I remembered Srila Prabhupada, and I want to thank you and your mother-in-law. So just like you said, Prabhu, in different ways, he would remember Srila Prabhupada so beautifully. And it never struck me, even though I knew that Guru Prabhupada likes kachori, but it never struck me the way he was so enthusiastic about it. And just on the chastisement, like you were talking about, on the same trip, there was this Mataji, she said, Maharaj, I dreamt that Mahaprabhu came in my dream and said I should do this. And then Maharaj looked at her and said, oh, you dreamt Mahaprabhu came in your dreams. You are so lucky he doesn't come in my dream. So you should be. So suddenly the whole atmosphere was very quiet, and Mataji said, but Maharaj, seriously, the dream came in my, Mahaprabhu came in my dream. And Maharaj said, yes, I believe you that it came, and it never came, he never comes to me, so you should be my guru. And after 5-10 minutes talking to devotees, he walked away. And I was serving Guru Maharaj at that time, in the sense, he was staying at my place, and Pankaj Lochan Prabhu had gone out to buy some medicines for himself. He was not keeping well. So when Guru Maharaj was inside, and then Guru Maharaj said, actually when Guru Maharaj, when she was saying this, Guru Maharaj behaved as if couple of times he hasn't heard her. Like you were saying that you had told Guru Maharaj and the devotees are waiting, and he came after 30-40 minutes, right? And you said it's Leela. So it happened very similar to me. I told Maharaj that these 2-3 Matajis are waiting for you, and Maharaj didn't come out. And then when she came, she started saying this. And when Guru Maharaj went inside, he said, look, a disciple should always know whom should his spiritual master should meet. Just because somebody wants to meet, you should not tell me that there is somebody coming and I have to meet them. And she's telling me, she's trying to tell me that she has seen God, and she's trying to be excited and telling me it is not very good. It is not very good etiquette to tell your guru that I have seen God. And you should know what kind of personalities these are and what is their mood, even though they are my disciples, but you should know whom you should give my personal time or not. And I was very new person, Prabhu, matlab, I was very new, but it was such a strong, message that he was trying to give. And he said that I went away from there because I felt that if I speak to her more, my consciousness will deteriorate. So, so I just wanted to share these two pastimes because you said it just reminded me of these two instances. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Shyamsundar Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Krishna Kishore Prabhu, very much. Again, you'll be hearing from us very soon, but thank you very much for today's time. I'm sure, everyone had a wonderful time. We have recorded this session, so whoever couldn't join, we will share with them the recording. but on behalf of all of us, thank you very much, Krishna Kishore Prabhu.
तो प्रभु की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय।
Thank
Hare
you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.